Good morning. It's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself. And today I want to talk about why meditate. Because it seems random and many people resist it. And I resist it because it feels like a waste of time. It feels like, yeah, I get it. I need to clear my mind. It will help me be more centered. It will help me come to my true peace, my true soul. But I really don't have time for it. And if I do it, how long do I have to do this in order to see progress? Right? It's like, how long do I have to meditate? I can meditate for a year every day for 20 minutes. And if I see no progress, it's like, oh my God, what a waste of time. I could have been doing something with those 20 minutes. So let me explain to you why meditate. People who are chronically ill, have chronic pain, chronic symptoms, chronic anxiety, chronic depression, chronic whatever, tend to be worriers and overthinkers. And your mind is constantly going on a wheel, right? We're constantly overstimulated. Our minds are going, always trying to solve the problem. How can I solve this problem? How can I find the solution? And it's a constant churning that never gets quiet. And we often find ourselves overwhelmed, frustrated, angry, exhausted, tired, worn completely right out. And this is because it takes so much work, more than, walking a marathon or running a marathon. It takes so much work to constantly be overthinking, right? We drain ourselves, we drain our life force, spinning these problems around in our head, trying to find the solution. So the activity in our brain is causing us chronic symptoms, chronic pain, chronic anxiety, chronic suffering. Okay, it's causing us the chronic illness that we don't want. And we're literally trying to solve the problem of, how can I solve the problem of my chronic illness? How can I get through this illness? How can I heal? How can I get out of pain? How can I get out of suffering? How can I stop these symptoms? Yet, with the wheel, we actually increase them. Right, we're increasing that life force by putting all our energy and thoughts into it. And it's a cycle. It's well, there's a cute bunny. It's a cycle. It's like a tornado that picks up, or a water tide pool, something that picks up and keeps spinning. And the more it gets out of control, and then you don't really even feel like you have the power to stop it anymore because your mind is spinning. So why is it important to meditate? Not because meditation is actually going to heal you, not because meditation is actually going to somehow give you these spiritual powers or spiritual awakening that's going to magically heal you or give you the answer. But the most practical thing, it can in certain, situations, but the most practical thing that meditation can do for you right there. I know you're thinking, I'm resisting meditation. I just don't want to do it. But it can do for you is that on your healing journey, when you have moments of peace and serenity and calm, where you're not having a bad day, nothing's actually going on, there's no problem for you to solve, right? Life isn't spinning at warp speed, and you get these moments, it becomes very uncomfortable because we're not used to it. And we create problems. Do you resonate with this? You create issues. People sabotage their own healing in this regard, in these aspects, because it's very uncomfortable to feel this nothing to do, right? I have nothing to do, no problem to solve. Nothing feels out of control. Nothing feels bad. I'm having a decent day. You get these moments, and they're very fleeting. We create things to put in our way. We make to-do lists. We think of problems. We create these things. And they're all distractions because our mind's used to spinning, and it's used to working, and it's used to going at this speed. So when we come across these moments of healing, this is what healing feels like on the journey. It's these moments of peace and serenity and calm, and moments of no symptoms and no problems and no thoughts, and things are actually okay. You get these little dips, right? But then boom, you get a spike of symptoms rush back in because the overthinking kicks in and we start to sabotage ourselves. So what meditation is good for is that it teaches us to practice being okay with doing nothing and feeling calm and having no thoughts and having nothing to fix, nothing to obsess about or go round and round, right? It helps to train that overthinking doesn't have to happen, so that in our true healing journey, when we wake up and we find ourselves, or we're just in a moment where things feel good, we can allow that without jumping in to sabotage ourselves, because we're used to the feeling of doing nothing, of having to fix nothing. But until we get used to that feeling, we continue to sabotage our own efforts for healing, because as healing comes to us along our path, we literally stumble right past it. We bulldoze right past it as our mind creates new problems to obsess about. Okay, so that's what meditation's good for, is its practice, feeling content, having nothing to do, getting comfortable with the uncomfortableness of sitting and allowing, so that in the real world, when these moments come to us along our healing journey, we know how to handle them, we know what to do with them, we recognize them as healing, as progress, and we stay in them as long as possible, right? Before our mind goes crazy and overacts and jumps us right back into the cycle of chronic illness. So the more that we can train our brain to recognize this as, to get comfortable with this, then the more natural it becomes, and the more we understand and see what it is clearly. And when it comes to us in the real world, in our healing journeys, in real life, we can take advantage of that by just being present, allowing, sitting with it, and hopefully staying there forever, right? Never going back into that cycle again. But it does take practice to ground into normal, to ground into calm, to ground into peace, to, I have no problems, and not create a new one. So I hope this video has been helpful. I hope it's given you something to think about. If you're not meditating because you think meditation is supposed to be this magic thing that's going to do something, and every time you've tried it's never done that for you, look at it this way. Give yourself a new perspective that maybe this meditation isn't doing anything for you. It's preparing you. It's practice for being able to live your life in a peaceful, calm, aware manner, but a detached manner with no, right, outside the storm, not inside the storm. So that when it happens in real life, we can recognize it and we begin to live that way and feel okay, feel comfortable with this new way of being, because really it's a retraining. We have to train our whole way of being. We're used to being completely overthinking and stimulated, and this is a whole brain rewiring. It's a whole different mental shift that we must get to in order to heal. It's not just healing comes out of the sky and strikes us down. When it does, we have to be comfortable enough with healing, with the actual feeling of being healed, that we accept it, that we're okay with it, that we don't create more problems and drama and things to overthink about and obsess and ruin it, right? We seize that moment. We enjoy being in that state. So that's what meditation's good for. Give it a try. I don't care how long you meditate for, even 5 minutes, just feel the feeling. Allow yourself to say, this is my practice. And when I feel this in real life, I understand, I see it. I will allow it, right? I will be comfortable with it. So start even 10 minutes a day. Just practice. Practice. It's the feeling that you're trying to cultivate so that you're comfortable with that feeling and you can live in that way, in that peaceful way, without having to solve, fix, react, right? The way that you're currently living isn't working, and we must completely change our mindset in order to actually heal. So I hope it's been helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.